Okay, so welcome back to Chemistry Form 5. So we are still in Chapter 2, 2.3, Part 1. Walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. So today we are learning the properties, chemical properties and interconversions of compound between the homologous series. So previous video we have learned about the homologous series. So today we want to study the chemical properties and also their punya interconversion, okay, of the compounds between the homologous series. Okay, chemical properties of alkane. So alkane ini, each homologous series has a functional group that is different from other homologous series. The functional group determines the chemical properties of a homologous series. So maksudnya every homologous series dia ada dia punya chemical properties yang tersendiri. Alkane. Alkanes are saturated hydrocarbons that only have a single covalent bond between the carbon atom or between the carbon and hydrogen atoms. Alkanes are unreactive because the strong CC and CH bonds can only be broken by a large amount of energy. Okay, so even though alkanes do not react with most chemical substances, but they undergo two types of reaction, namely combustion and also substitution. The first one, combustion reaction. Okay, alkane burn completely in excess oxygen. Okay, dia terbakar dalam excess oxygen and dia akan release carbon dioxide and water. Okay, alkane burns in excess oxygen, releasing CO2 and water. For example, complete combustions of methane. So methane is CH4. So here CH4, dia combustion berlaku. So we add oxygen here. So dia akan produce carbon dioxide and water. Okay. Alkane undergo incomplete combustion when there is not enough or limited supply of oxygen. Incomplete combustions of alkane produce carbon particles, okay, in the form of soot. Soot ini adalah jelaga, okay, carbon particles in the form of soot, okay, and also carbon monoxide gas CO, which is poisonous, and also water H2O. So this is examples of incomplete combustions of methane. So ini complete combustion, excess oxygen. Kalau incomplete combustion, dia limited supply of oxygen. So ini. So this is methane. Okay, dia terbakar. So dia akan menghasilkan carbon monoxide and water, ataupun the carbon particles here, the soot, and also water. Okay, the combustions of alkane release a large amount of heat. So alkanes is very suitable to be used as a fuel. The combustions of alkanes with more number of carbon atoms will produce more soot. So kalau CH4 ini methane. So kalau methane, after methane, ethane, propane, the longer the chain, the more number of the carbon atoms, so the more soot will be produced. Okay, itu adalah combustion reaction. For substitution reaction, okay, substitution reaction, alkane also undergo substitution reactions with halogen. Halogen is group 17, such as chlorine, bromine, okay, under sunlight or UV rays. Maksudnya dia perlu kehadiran inilah. Okay, substitution reactions occur when each hydrogen atom in an alkane molecule is substituted, diganti one by one with the halogen atom until all the hydrogen atom H has been substituted. So itu adalah yang berlaku dalam substitution reaction. Sunlight or UV rays are needed to break the covalent bond in the halogen molecule such as chlorine to produce chlorine atoms. Sebab itu ini adalah satu yang diperlukanlah, sunlight or UV rays. Okay, so example, when methane gas CH4 react with chlorine gas under sunlight, UV rays, various molecules are formed due to the substitution reaction. Okay, so this is the chemical equation that shows how the chlorine atom from the chlorine molecule replace stage by stage or one by one the hydrogen atom from methane. Okay, until CCl4 is formed. From CH4 methane until this one form, CCl4 is tetrachloromethane. So kita tengok stage 1. Stage pertama, this is methane, CH4. So this is the chlorine molecule, Cl2. So now, in the presence of light or UV, okay, so dia akan pecahkan ini, the bond between the chlorine molecule. So dia akan separate become atom, chlorine atom. Okay, so now ini dia akan masuk di sini. Dia substitute satu atom hydrogen itu menjadi chlorine atom. Sini kan H, dia jadi ini chlorine, nampak? And then dia produce HCl gas, hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, so ini kita panggil chloromethane, CH3Cl itu chloromethane sebab baru satu chloro, baru satu chlorine. Okay, stage 2 sekali lagi, satu lagi atom chlorine, dia substitute satu lagi hydrogen atom. So sekarang kita ada dua sudah ClCl di sini. Okay, and again dia produce HCl di sini. Okay, yaitu hydrogen chloride gas. So di sini kita ada CH2Cl2, dua sudah Cl. So dia punya nama dichloromethane. Okay, now dichloromethane di sini, another chlorine atom, dia substitute satu hydrogen atom. So sekarang kita ada 1, 2, 3 sudah, 3 chlorine atom. So di situ CHCl3. So ini adalah trichloromethane. Okay, and then the trichloromethane, the fourth chlorine atom, dia replace satu lagi hydrogen atom. So now full sudah, 4 chlorine atom, CCl4. So this is tetrachloromethane. So inilah contoh substitution reaction. So remember, this one will occur under sunlight. Okay, dia mesti ada itu UV rays. Alright. Okay, itu adalah alkane. Untuk alkene, alkenes are chemically more reactive than alkanes due to the existence of a double covalent bond between two carbon atoms C ni. Okay, so dia lebih reaktif daripada alkane disebabkan dia ada ini, double covalent bond. Almost all chemical reaction in alkenes occur at the double bond. Okay, so chemical reactions of alkenes are, the first one combustion and then addition, the third one addition, polymerization. So we go one by one. The first one, combustion reaction. Alkenes burns completely in excess oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. Sama macam alkane. So for example, ethene C2H4. This one is ethene gas. Dia terbakar dalam excess oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and also water. Alkene also undergo incomplete combustion in insufficient oxygen, okay, to form carbon particles in the form of soot, carbon monoxide gas that is poisonous, and also water. The combustions of alkenes can produce a flame with more soot compared to their corresponding alkenes. So kalau kita bandingkan alkane dengan alkene, alkene itu dia produce more soot compared to alkane. Okay, contoh ethane dengan ethene. Okay, ethane dengan ethene, ethene akan menghasilkan lebih banyak soot daripada ethane. Okay, this is because alkene have a higher percentage of carbon by mass compared to alkenes. Okay, seterusnya adalah addition reaction. As alkenes are unsaturated hydrocarbons, so unsaturated ni dia ada double bond, kan? So they undergo addition reactions. Addition reactions occur when another atom is added to each carbon atom. Okay, di sini adalah added, bukan substitution. Substitution dia diganti. Added is dia ditambah. Okay, so when another atom is added to each carbon atom at the double bond, dia akan form a single covalent bond. So for example here, from unsaturated ada double bond become saturated, only single bond. Okay, so here for example we have XY. Okay, so the X here dia pergi sini, and Y here dia tambah di sini. So now the double bond dia jadi single bond, supaya the Y can attach here, the X can attach here. Okay, so ini adalah addition reaction. Okay, 5 addition reactions occur on alkenes. Additions of hydrogen we call hydrogenation. Additions of halogen we call halogenation. Okay, this one is tambah hydrogen. This one tambah halogen, group 17. Additions of halogen halide. Halogen halide is, for example, nanti kita tengok example dia. Okay, and then additions of water we call hydration. And number 5, oxidation with acidified potassium manganate 7 KMnO4 solution. So ini adalah 5 additions reaction that occurs on alkene. So these are the examples. The first one, additions of hydrogen, hydrogenation. Alkene they react with hydrogen at the temperature of 180 degrees Celsius in the presence of nickel or platinum as the catalyst to produce corresponding alkenes. So here this is for example alkene. So dia tambah hydrogen, ada catalyst di sini nickel, suhu dia 180 darjah Celsius. So dia akan form alkane, corresponding alkenes. So alkane itu dia jadi saturated, dia ada double bond sudah. For example, ethene gas, this one. Ethene gas, dia react with hydrogen gas, suhu begini dan nickel at the catalyst. So what happened? Hydrogen di sini added here, yang di sini added here. So itu double bond, dia jadi single bond. Nampak? So ini hydrogen ditambah. So ethene dia jadi alkane, ethane. Okay? So di sini ada double bond, di sini tinggal single bond. Kita tahu alkane single bond saja kan? Okay? So from ethene dia added with hydrogen, proses hydrogenation, dia jadi ethane. Alkene to alkane. Okay? Additions of halogen, halogenation. Alkene also react with halogens such as chlorine, bromine at room condition. For example, when ethene gas C2H4 is bubbled through bromine water, the brown color of the bromine water is decolorized. Okay, sebab di sini the bromine here will added to here, bromine here jadi sini. Okay, so di sini dia akan jadi apa? Apa produk dia? Produk dia adalah 1,2-dibromoethane. So this is the first carbon, this is the second carbon. So the positions of the bromine here is at the carbon number 1 and bromine here at the carbon number 2. So dia punya nama 1,2-dibromoethane. Di di sini maksudnya 2. Okay, di 2. Okay, so 1,2-di bromoethane, 1,2-dibromoethane. Third one, additions of hydrogen halide. Okay, hydrogen halide adalah hydrogen, kamu tambah itu halogen, halogen group 17. For example, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide. Okay, itu. So alkene dia akan react with hydrogen halide at room temperature to form haloalkane. Haloalkane. For example, dry hydrogen bromide. This one, hydrogen bromide, HBr. This one is hydrogen halide. Okay, hydrogen halide, hydrogen bromide lah. Okay, is passed through ethene gas. One, ethene gas, C2H4. So produk dia nanti adalah bromoethane. Okay, bromoethane. So ini adalah apa? Haloalkane. Halo maksudnya kamu sebut dulu itu halogen punya nama. Hello, bromo, bromine. Okay, ethane, alkane. Okay, so di sini bromoethane. So the H dia kena tambah di sini. The Br dia kena tambah di sini. Okay, so ini adalah additions of hydrogen halide to alkenes, forming haloalkane. Additions of water hydration. Alkenes they react with water in the form of steam at a high temperature and pressure in the presence of phosphoric acid H3PO4. H3PO4 ini adalah catalyst. So produk dia nanti adalah alkohol. For example, ethene gas C2H4 di sini. Okay, undergo an addition reaction with steam. Okay, water lah, steam H2O at temperature 300 degrees Celsius, pressure 60 atm. Okay, in the presence of catalyst phosphoric acid H3PO4. So produk dia nanti, so from double bond dia jadi single bond. So H added here, the OH added here. So kita dah tambah di sini HOH. So ethene dia jadi etanol. Alkene alcohol. Okay, oxidations of with acidified potassium manganate 7 KMnO4 solution. Alkene react with acidified potassium manganate 7 KMnO4 solution. In this reaction, 2 hydroxyl group OH, okay, hydroxyl group OH are added to the double bond. We add 2 OH to the double bond. So what happened? Alkenes decolorize the purple color of the acidified potassium manganate solution. So the original color of the KMnO4 solution adalah purple. So when dia react with alkene, so dia akan jadi colorless. Alright. So here, for example, this is ethene. So we add the potassium manganate KMnO4 solution. Okay, oxidation, and then added 2 hydroxyl group OH is added to the double bond. So here double bond, this one becomes single bond. So here from ethene dia akan produce ethane 1,2 diol. Diol di sini adalah refer to the 2 OH added. Okay, 1,2 here is referring to the positions of the OH. This one is carbon number 1, this one is carbon number 2. Okay, so dia akan form ethane 1,2 diol. Okay, and the third reaction is addition polymerization reaction. Small alkene molecule undergo addition reaction with one another to form long chain molecules. Alkene molecules link together to form a long chains of molecule called polymer, while the smaller alkene molecules are at the basic unit called monomer. So, kalau alkene yang smaller alkene kita panggil monomer. When the smaller alkene dia link together with one another, so dia akan form polymer. So inilah yang kita panggil polymerization reaction. Okay, so example, ethene undergo addition polymerization at 200 degrees Celsius and pressure of 1200 atm to produce polyethene. Okay, so monomer dia di sini adalah ethene. So bila ethene tambah ethene tambah ethene tambah ethene tambah ethene, dia jadi polyethene. So ini polimer dia lah. So ini adalah polymerizations of ethene. Okay, polymerizations of ethene. So comparison between alkane and alkenes. So kita sudah belajar pasal alkane, kita sudah belajar pasal alkene. We want to compare between both alkanes and alkenes. Okay, alkane, example, hexane, C6H14. Alkene, example, hexene, C6H12. Alkane, hydrocarbon contain only the carbon and hydrogen element. So this is the similarities. Okay, similarities between alkane and alkene. Okay, complete combustions produce carbon dioxide and water. Both alkane and alkene, when they undergo complete combustion, dia punya produk adalah carbon dioxide and water. And the number of carbon atoms are the same. Okay, sini C6, sini pun C6, sama. Okay, carbon atom sama. Bezanya adalah alkane adalah saturated hydrocarbon, single covalent bond CC between the carbon atoms, and then dia undergo substitution reaction. Okay, and also addition combustion tadi dua-dua alkene pun undergo juga itu combustion tapi ini dia undergo substitution reaction. Percentage of carbon by mass is lower and dia punya flame itu less sooty. Untuk alkene, unsaturated hydrocarbon, sebab dia ada double covalent bond between the carbon atoms, and then dia undergo addition reaction, and the percentage of carbon by mass is higher and produces more sooty flames. So ini adalah comparison, iaitu persamaan dan perbezaan di antara alkane dengan alkenes. Okay, so the combustions of alkene produce more sooty compared to alkanes. This is because the percentage of carbon by mass per molecule is higher in alkenes compared to alkanes. So contoh kita mau bezakan di antara propane C3H8 dengan propene C3H6. So percentage of carbon by mass per molecule kita tengok. So kita masukkan C di sini ada 3. So 3 RAM untuk C adalah 12, okay, over all this one. 3 darab 12, the RMM for propane. You add with 8 hydrogen di sini. You times 100. So kita dapat 81.82%. Kalau propin pula kita ada C ini. Kemudian ini adalah RMM untuk propin. Relative molecular mass for propin. You times with 100. Kita dapat 85.71%. So mana yang tinggi? Yes, of course this one. Propin yang tinggi. So that's why bila dia terbakar, dia akan menghasilkan more soot jelaga compared to alkanes. Okay? Propene burns with a sootier flame compared to propane because the percentage of carbon by mass per molecule in propene is higher compared to propane. The soot form is carbon. The greater the number of carbon atoms per molecule, the higher the percentage of carbon by mass per molecule, and the more soot is produced by the flame. So alkenes react with bromine water and acidified potassium manganate 7 solution, while alkanes do not show any changes with these two reagents. Alkene are more reactive than alkane due to the presence of double bonds in alkene molecules. Addition reactions occur in alkenes but not occur in alkanes. So ini adalah perbezaan di antara alkane dengan alkenes. Okay, so that's all for today. Okay, so walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. Thank you.